Yo, people, knowledge coming at you again. Yeah, I'm about to make a lot of people pissed off today with this video. I already know. You know when I say the truth and shit, motherfuckers always like to get mad. But name of this video is rappers who lie in their rhymes. Now, me being in the music industry and shit, you know, I ain't gonna put no motherfuckers out there because I ain't trying to lose my damn job. Shit, I'm paying my goddamn bills. But it's a lot of these motherfuckers out here that you see on the radio and shit and doing these little mixtapes and all this other bullshit that never even live the shit they talk about and they rhyme. They talking about all this gangster shit, shoot 'em up, bang bang, and these niggas live in middle class suburbia and shit. And then you got the little underground cats that don't nobody know talking about shit that they never lived. For example, you know, I went out to what was I at? I went out to Houston. What was this? I think it was like 08, I believe. And niggas was out there talking about I bang on Crenshaw and shit. I'm from Hoover Crip and all this other bullshit. And I'm like, dog, do you know what you saying, dude? I was like, I'm from LA. I was like, it's niggas who will blow your fucking top off for claiming a set. That's how serious gangbanging is in LA. It's not so, you know, some shit you walk around with and, you know, try to be cool, you know, so, oh, I'm from a gang and shit. No, niggas will murk your ass over some gangbanging shit. You know, it's chilled out over the past couple of years, but it's still cats out here that's putting in work because you from a certain set. And to be talking about something like that, you know, in your raps or in your songs and shit, and you don't live there, never even been to LA, never even stepped foot on Crenshaw or Vermont or Inglewood or Long Beach, Compton, etc., etc., and you talking about all this gangster shit that you never experienced and never even done, you know, it's fake to me. And those be the first cats to call somebody else fake or talk about, oh, this nigga ain't real, or I'm 100% real, I keep everything 100, but yet you lying your rhymes and shit. If you're a artist and you thinking about, you know, being a rapper or whatever you want to call it, MC or whatever, stay true to who you are. Don't get on wax and talk about a whole bunch of shoot 'em up, bang bang, gang bang and shit, or how you gonna kill somebody, and that's not you. You go to college and shit, okay? You got a two-parent household, okay? You ain't never went a night without eating and shit. Your lights ain't never been cut off, but yeah, you talking about all this project shit and how you gonna shoot somebody in the head. That's not you. Stay true to who you. Look at Kanye West. That's why I like that motherfucker, because you know he don't come from no gang banging, you know, gangster shit, Big Meech and all that shit. He come from a middle class, you know, family or whatever. You know, I don't know. I don't know if his pops was in his life, but I know, you know, he's real close to his mother. You know, he went to college, he graduated from high school. You know, he never was around that shit, but he's still a dope MC. He still can make records that like the dope boys are bang, and you know, the middle class cats are bang, and then white people are bang. His music is very universal, and that's what makes him very successful in the game, because not only is he a dope lyricist, but he stays true to who he is. But nothing irritates me more than when you know, I know somebody does not live this lifestyle and has never live the lifestyle, but they want to talk about it in the music. Don't talk about how you slanging white and shit, and you know you ordering up a key and all this, and you never done that. That's not even your life. You know, it irritates me, because it's like, you know, you can't paint pictures and be an artist and be lyrically dope without lying. You gotta come out and, you know, act like you Young Jeezy or Jay-Z or these other cats that, you know, actually went through that shit, you know, lived their lifestyle, but you want to come out on your record and pretend like you live this shit. That's like a slap in the face to every cat, you know, who had to slang that white and shit. You know, every cat who, you know, was, you know, gang banging out there in the streets, putting in work. It's a slap in the face to all them cats. And me personally, man, you know, I'm not ashamed to say it. I grew up, you know, in the hood, man. You know, Compton, California. I've been in every hood in LA. South Central. Alright, Compton, Long Beach, Inglewood. I done lived all them motherfuckers. Hawthorne, Gardena. I'm LA to the fullest. Now, you know, I used to live that lifestyle, you know, be in the streets and shit, slanging shit, but that's not me anymore. You know, I elevated my mind. I was able to get myself to college, you know, graduate out that joint, and, you know, be a successful black man here in America. You know, but I'm an artist myself. You know, I don't rap as much as I used to, but you know, I'm lyrically dope as hell. I'll kill pretty much anybody you send to me lyrically. But you know, I don't have to portray that in my music. I don't have to talk about, you know, the street life or me slanging shit. And I might make a small reference to, but I don't glorify. I don't get on the record and talk about, yeah, man, I used to slang white, move keys and all that shit, because I don't have to do that, because that does not define me. Okay, so that's the difference between, you know, a fake motherfucker who wants to glorify, you know, violence and, you know, drugs and slanging and shit, because they want to make you feel like they cool or they get some type of street credit when they really pussy and they never even went outside. Half of these cats, you know, stay at the jungle gym. They wasn't in no fucking streets and shit, putting in work, slanging shit, gotta watch out for the cops and shit. I done done that shit. It ain't no fucking picnic niggas. Y'all niggas out here acting like, you know, slanging white and doing all this shit. It's cool. Like, cats really want to be out there and you know, really want to be out there slanging shit. Niggas don't want to do that. It's not the business. So, you know, I mean, you cats out there that's lying in your rhymes, talking about how you got all these women and you from this set and you gonna shoot somebody in the head and you slanging white and moving keys like you Frank Lucas and shit. Shut the fuck up, man. Stop lying in your rhyme. Be true to who you are, man. If you're a real artist, you don't have to lie, okay? You don't have to, you know, put on this act for the public so that you can quote unquote get yourself some kind of fake fame. Because at the end of the day, that's not you. But that's all I want to say about this shit, man. You know, it's been pissing me off, and there's a lot of you niggas in the game that got deals and shit that's lying. And let me tell you cats this. These cats you see on TV, you know, that's got guns and shit and talking all that hardcore street shit. Half of the time, them cats don't even be gangster like that. That wasn't even their life. These niggas was in, you know, basketball practice and shit. These niggas was not in the streets. You know the cats who be in the streets and really doing it? The cats who make the party songs. The ones that you wouldn't think, you know, be out there doing that, you know, actually putting in work. They make the party song, like my man Nelly. Like, a lot of people don't know Nelly used to be out there slanging that shit, you know, moving major weight. But his records, you wouldn't think that. You would think, you know, Nelly was just a cat that liked to party. You know, like to go out to clubs, you know, have a good time with women, and, you know, just shit, make club records. You'd never think that about him. But he actually was out there doing it. So, I mean, you know, the game is twisted up, you know. Everything you see is not what it is. And you fake ass cats out there, you know, you little white kids out, you know, in little middle class neighborhoods trying to act like you 50 Cent, you know, dancing in your mirror and shit, trying to act gangster. But then when you go outside, you got a fucking roller backpack with light 'em up shoes and shit with a button up on. You pussy as hell. If I was to drop you off in South Central or Long Beach or Compton, you couldn't even survive. You wouldn't even make it down Compton Boulevard. So, I mean, shut the fuck up with that shit, man. That's all I gotta say about that, man. Rate, comment, subscribe. You know, video, respond, whatever y'all want to do, man. I'm out this joint. Peace.